Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one lined up for you today. We're going to talk about USD Tether, and 1 billion more has been printed. Bankers issue a seismic warning that top cryptos, including XRP, could replace fiat currency within the next 5 to 10 years. Holy moly. The Fed says, finally, DLT can improve payments. Oh, what a revelation. And the SEC versus Ripple update, and Jeremy Hogan comments as well, and more delisting of XRP. And we need to consider what's going on with that for sure. We're going to get into that big time. And a 2,300% price rally could be just around the corner for XRP. Let's not waste any time. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Good morning. Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackUpBradleyAbove, and everything that we're talking about here today. Look at this. Look at here. Yeah. Strong like bull. Yeah, 2.146 trillion for the cryptocurrency market cap collectively. Now that's a number, even if it is off by 0.59%. I tell you this, we're getting closer and closer to the all-time high for the crypto market cap. And that is very important to pay attention to. I really do believe that. Looking right now, Bitcoin sitting just under 50,000, and we knew it was over 50,000 yesterday, and it's taking a breath today. And Ethereum is too, looking at 3,300 plus. Cardano screaming. Shout out to Charles Hoskinson and the team, $2.86. And we see down here at the number 6 spot, XRP is at $1.23 right now, off by 3.68% on the 7-day. Let's get right to the price range so we know what we're looking at. And we're going to hear from a couple technical analysts here today about what's going on, and I think you're going to like it, no doubt about it. Now, looking right here, 1.2327 is the current price. Our bottom range is just underneath of that at $1.22 flat. And the high end of the price range for XRP is at $1.28, $1.28. 1.2885. We will keep an eye on that number. We know 130, 135, somewhere around there is a very, very key point of resistance that we need to get up above that area. And if we do, oh my, it is nothing but good news. Looking right here, Stablecoin printer says Tether just printed 1 billion USD T, baby. Total supply now at 67 billion plus. You know, I have to say, there has been huge questions surrounding Tether and whether or not it is properly backed with the reserves. And I have to say, you know, I don't think that that conversation is over when it comes to the federal government. We will keep an eye on that. But what we do know is that if you're concerned about what's backing what, you don't have to be when it comes to the USD coin with Jeremy Allaire and Circle here to be backed 100% by cash and U.S. treasuries from September on, apparently. Here, Circle revealed last month that only 61% of tokens were backed by cash and cash equivalents, referring to cash and money market funds, So look, and we know too that those reserves, if I remember correctly, we covered this a week or so ago, will be also held in a federally chartered bank, FDIC in short. And that, to me, is the kind of comfort I want to see. If I cash out something from crypto, I want to know that if I've turned it into USD coin, that it's properly backed, and I'm not going to get left holding the bag anywhere along the process. Now, this conversation's getting much bigger here. I mean, bankers issue a seismic warning that Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano, and XRP could in fact replace fiat currencies like the US dollar within the next 5 to 10 years. However, I think all of us in the XRP space know that is not the goal. And that's why Bitcoin has been in the crosshairs of legislators and financial people all around the world for so very long. XRP is to serve as a bridge between the government dollars of the world once they're digitized, and even if they aren't, it could still be done. But the reality here is that that's the deal. That's the problem here. And I believe ultimately that's why XRP has a lawsuit against it. It's because it does what it says it can do, and it can act as a bridge currency, which can not only increase the velocity of money and the transactions and how quickly it can move, but obviously you can alleviate the stress and pressure of having to pre-fund accounts around the world in order to get these things done by holding just XRP, right? You know, understanding all of this and knowing that, you know, XRP works as a bridge currency because the XRP ledger is, in fact, a decentralized ledger for the world and any asset of value that's been tokenized. So understanding that, I just, you know, look, I understand they're saying, and they're speaking on this basically in the term of market cap growth, right? Is that this market cap is growing very quickly for crypto broadly. And I understand that, and I totally understand that. But if you factor in that we have not got the classifications we need for these assets, and once we finally do, and I do believe there will come a point, however far away it may feel today, there will come a point we get the clarity and the classification of these assets. It will no longer be an issue of a threat that these assets could replace dollars like the US dollar, but a complement if they're structured properly, and I believe XRP is. Looking right here, here's another admission here, and this is Matthew Lyoni, who may have been confused, but I credit all my sources, and you're an amazing researcher, and that is for sure. You can DM me, and I can straighten anything you may be confused out for you, my friend. DLT could improve U.S. payment systems, Fed team August 2020. What is the Fed waiting for? The project was on Hyperledger, but no indication that XRP was experimented with, but we do know it's interoperable with the network. That is for sure. And listen, I think this is a soft admission by the Fed that, you know, they know a lot more than they're letting on about DLT and not mentioning something like XRP. I don't think I need to remind anybody in this stream. And if you're new, and there's hundreds of people joining the channel every day, but if you're new, I just want to say that, you know, just Google Ripple and the Federal Reserve Faster Payments Task Force. You will see a relationship that goes back to 2017, 2015 timeframe, and it will be no confusion that they are well aware of Ripple's XRP ledger, and they're well aware of XRP itself as well. So that settles that. Now, one thing I do say is just a small highlight here is the Fed team finds that the distributed ledger technology system could reduce the number of players needed in a settlement process, making payments less complex. It could also simplify payments records. Yeah, we know. And you know what? So does the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, who in July of 2020 made an affected amendment to their policy that Ripple and XRP, that they considered a virtual currency, could be used to affect settlement for cross-border transactions in the banking system and cut out the clutter as well as show transparency on that transaction before it even takes place. Looking right here, we're changing gears. This is the SEC Ripple update. Michael Val 5 links to Hall of Famer says here that Ripple says the SEC is refusing to hand over its internal discussions about digital assets despite the court ruling that they are relevant to the case. Well, the SEC are bullies, and it is a pay-to-play organization. There's no confusion in that. James K. Filan and Jeremy Hogan here. We'll start with James K. Filan. Says Ripple files response to the SEC's opposition to defendants' motion to compel the production of internal agency documents. It says here you can read footnote 2 and the accompanying text. But I wanted to shout out Jeremy Hogan here, who says basically if you watched his last video, which we did a breakdown thereof, on fire, Matt Solomon is. Great minds think alike, he says, hitting on the main points he talked about in his video. And if you're confused, it was the video he wasn't feeling good in. that the SEC is attempting to relitigate the privilege issue, and the fact that the SEC backs off the privilege argument on 40 docs means that a judge review is needed. Bam. Really boiling it down to this, and in fact saying, in short, try again to contest the request and hand over the documents regarding their determination of non-security on BTC and Ether. He says, yes, that's absolutely what they're doing, appealing the April ruling without calling it that. This is how dirty the SEC is. They really are thumbing their nose at the judge now, and have been, to be quite honest. But here's an effect that we need to consider, because we see more delisting taking place. This is Coinberry HQ. What does the SEC have to do with Canada? This is 8 months to the day of the lawsuit, and tagging a whole bunch of other YouTubers in this, that they have decided to remove XRP from its offering. And you can see right here, the Coinberry platform effective August 23rd will no longer be able to buy XRP on the Coinberry platform. And in light of the ongoing lawsuit, Ripple Labs, and going with the SEC, we have decided to remove XRP from our coin offerings. And they are out of Canada. And you have to wonder, wait a minute. Now, everybody's always said to us, hey, whatever's going on in the U.S., that's going on in the U.S. Matter of fact, we've even heard Brad Garlinghouse say, the U.S. is the only country who views XRP as a security. And the reaction to that for most is, well, fine, that's the U.S. and the United States doesn't dictate to the rest of the world what XRP is. Okay, great. But let me ask you a question. Where do you think Coinberry HQ gets the XRP from? You need more time? They get it from over-the-counter sales, ultimately that comes from the escrow release. Boom. Now, the answer is, I don't know. But what I can tell you is that I know for a fact that these exchanges are getting XRP ultimately somewhere from the heart of Ripple over-the-counter sales, right? Or maybe they're buying it secondhand from a primary broker who's getting it and then getting it to them. The point is that the XRP comes from the release of the escrow. That's what happens. And then they decide how much stays out, how much goes back in, which I think Ripple has done an amazing job thus far of, okay? But when it comes to how the other world sees XRP, whether it's money or whether it's a security or a commodity or whatever, however you want to call it, at the end of the day, if they want to continue to sell it, they're going to need to get it from the U.S. company Ripple that really controls the escrow every month when it comes out. Let's change gears and look at this. Because at the end of the day here, there's still, regardless of the SEC lawsuit, regardless of knowing that the escrow release every month is stewarded by Ripple, knowing that this SEC case is not over, and we have not gotten a determination yet of exactly how XRP is viewed legally, whether it is in fact a security. And make no mistake, John Deaton has told us clearly, this is not just about the sales of XRP over the counter being unregistered securities. Yes, they do make that argument, but they've even gone further if you go into the document like John Deaton has, and they do claim that all XRP, the assets themselves, the native tokens we hold, are also securities. Now that is where we know the overreach really is there, right? But at the end of the day, that's the problem. And, when you ask yourself about, knowing that Gary Gensler's, wanting to move the exchanges into a dealer broker license kind of structure, like the traditional conventional markets, you know that a lot of these exchanges don't hold a dealer broker license. Come on in. Now, regardless of all of that, let's talk about this, because the technical analysts out here are really seeing something in the tea leaves, and a lot of them are aligning. just as you're going to see here. Shout out to Kenwood Capital on this, and shout out to Credible Crypto as well, who says that we could be on the heels of one of the biggest rallies that XRP has ever seen. And a 2,300% increase from where we are today should put us somewhere in the $20 to $30 range here is what they're talking about. So according to Credible Crypto, once XRP breaks its all-time high of $3.40, which I think it was actually $3.84 we saw here years ago, but I digress. But the token will go into an explosive price discovery phase that could end up as high as $30. Now, come on in. Yeah, I have to say, this is extremely exciting because it's not the only person. We know we've seen that from Dark Defender, and we know we saw it from CoinsKid. And here's CoinsKid right here reminding us that if you could see where we are right now with XRP, we could obviously range down below and touch much lower price ranges and test back support, as they call it. Or we could see this overall macro picture here where we see this and then we go up and hit 8, go up, go down, pull back, correct, 13, go up and pull back, hit 27, right? That's what we're talking about here. Guys, if you're not following CoinsKids, first of all, shout out to him. He just crossed 200,000 subscribers, and I think that's amazing, and I love it for him. He is absolutely incredible, and so are all the technical analysts that give us their insights, and we're very grateful for them. And before we get out of here today, I want to tell you this. Ripple's going to be back on the board, and I would suggest looking at this if you are accredited, and if you're not, you might want to check, see if you can get accredited, because you may be and not even realize it, but Ripple's going to be back on the board, and I'd be watching right about 11 a.m. Eastern time. Upholds on the board now, and it won't last long either, and neither will Kraken. Link 2 sold out, but I want to tell you something about Link 2. Link 2 is pretty amazing because they're offering all of these things to clients and customers. But I'll tell you something else too. Link 2 shares are like really how I see XRP. There isn't going to be any more of them. There's only as many as there's going to be. There isn't going to be any more. Or the way you'd see property in Manhattan. There isn't going to be any more property there either. So if you hold some, somebody's going to have to buy it from you if they want some. And that's that for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Share with somebody you know. Check out all the links in the description box and the comment section. They are trusted, vetted links of products and services I use each and every day. And I'll catch all of you on the next one.